The simul stream, which I try to do as many Sundays out of the year as I can. It's Sunday 6:30 p.m. CET. We haven't been doing a couple weeks simul because I was away playing in a tournament and have been ill as well, but not seriously. But anyway, we're back better than ever, fully recovered and finished my tournaments. So we're going to play this simul 25 players. Ananas, Mr. Pineapple. We've got 25 spots. It's 40-40 time control. Standard chess only. 20 minutes extra time. Random color to make it more interesting. It's boring to be white every game. The classical chess simul is white by the simul giver on all boards. Anyway, let's get started. Without further ado, I'm going to start taking entries here. Create simul. It's lasting about 3 hours, guys. So I really want to warn everyone, especially those who haven't played before, that if you don't, or you think you might not have enough time, then don't take up a place because it's really limited. I'd like to have like 50 players, but I just can't handle that many players with the limited amount of time that we have, like a 3-hour block basically. So started the stream, we're good to go. We've got probably less players than usual because of a couple reasons, not just the Formula One, but there's the fact that I haven't done a simul in a couple of weeks, plus there's the lichess marathon going on now, and I think there's an elite blitz tournament as well. So it might take a little while to get our 25 players here. I do ask that everybody have at least around 50 rated games if you're going to play. Fortunately, I know a lot of these players. Dragon Flare, I don't know, but he looks like he's got established rating. So I don't have any limit as far as ratings, as far as going down to the lower ratings. I will sign a cutoff of around 2,400 so that I don't want to play anybody who's like approximately my own level. So it's just too hard to play, equally matched strength masters. Sometimes we get requests to let some title player in, but usually they're just messing with me. Anyway, it looks like all these are established accounts and we don't have to worry about like enough problems with the Wubba Dubba Lub Dub has played before. Tougher guy is new, but he's got rating games just enough. SXPG, I think we played before. Now it's been a while since I played. What happened? Okay, somebody registered and then unregistered. So we only got 13. Usually it fills up really fast, but again, welcome everybody. Again, I've not been streaming regularly over the last couple of weeks until this past Thursday. So we had streams during the weekdays, Thursday and Friday, but that's the first time back for a couple of weeks. So it looks like we're fighting an uphill battle. If it doesn't fill up to 25, I'll try to start the simul with around 20 players, but that's never really happened in the past. But it is an odd day here with the marathon going on. Spinal Tap, our friend, is playing in the marathon. I played a couple games in the marathon just to kind of play for the heck of it. Just a couple 3-2 games. Guys, before we get started, feel free to join the chat on on Twitch, and also check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Let's see, we got some friends here. I don't think anyone's playing that I know. That's not in the list here. Guys, we'll just add our chat here. We'll start in a few minutes, dude. It's basically like not very full. Chester the Chester, beauty hides in the deep. So guys, be patient. We're a little late starting here today because we are a little bit short due to lack of streaming in the last couple of weeks and the conflict of scheduling with the marathon. Chester the Chester has just 27 games, but I guess I'll cut him a break since we're so short of players here. Usually I request everyone have like 50 rated games. We'll let Chester in with 27. I'm not going to wait forever though. If it gets to 20 and we haven't filled up in like 3 minutes, I'm going to start the simul. I'd rather not start with less than 20 though. Usually we have tons of players, just that when I stopped doing it on a regular basis due to the last tournament I played here in Budapest. I should just introduce myself again. I'm International Master William Paschall. I live in Budapest, Hungary. I'm originally from the United States. We are streaming regularly, but this past couple weeks has been kind of tough with the tournament and then getting sick. But we're better than ever now. Tomorrow and every day this week, I'll be streaming Blitz and Classical Chess here on lichess, 10 a.m. CET. Lochik, please, what? PLS, Lochik said. You're in, Lochik, I think. Mlochik. So let's get it up to 20 players before we start. Never have this problem, but it's the first time for everything. Busy day here. Everyone's playing in the marathon, trying to set a record, except for me. But honestly, I wouldn't really want to play in the marathon unless I had the time to play the whole thing. And I just think I'm too old to play in a chess marathon. Never did actually play in a real chess marathon. Hazard, we've got 17 now. Let's get 3 more at least to get it up to 20 players. I feel like I'm begging for donations or something. Come on, guys, can we just get 3 more donations before we can start the stream? Anyway, speaking of donations, if you want to donate via PayPal, you can do so through my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training, or through the Twitch stream, but I was just kind of kidding about that. And we're going to get started. It's like a 3-hour simul. I don't want to hold everybody up, but come on now, 3 more players. Freya Chess Queen. Okay. Itoz. I can't pronounce this. Ito. Roman Lebanon. Roman we played before, I think. Ito Helix. And now, I think we'll start if I get 20 players. I mean, I'd like to get like 21. I'm like begging. I feel like this is some kind of like charity drive for PBS or something, but public radio or TV. Can you just donate a little bit more, 1 or more, 2 more donations, and then we can get it started. 20 players, 21 players. We'll need like 1 or 2 extras just because people always drop out. And then Anastasia, awesome. All right, so that gives us 20. Now, can we just get like 1 or 2 more people? Like, that didn't go up. I didn't get Anastasia. So we need like 1 or 2 like extras just because I know that somebody's going to drop out. I wanted to hit 25 players, but I want to keep everybody waiting. What a marathon. There's a chess marathon going on right now. We got 21 and we got 22. I'm not even vetting these guys for ratings, but we'll take them. All right, let's start with 22, guys. I don't want to hold you up anymore. I was hoping for 25, but we'll settle for 22. Hopefully everybody can stay. It's possible the games could last 3 hours. This is a serious undertaking here. The Undertaker. So Sabatica, Ananas, I know these guys. Beauty Hides in Deep. I want to try to mix up my openings. I've been playing a lot of Knight F3, and when I play Blitz, like in tournaments and stuff, it's generally best for me to play the same opening again and again and again because you kind of get in a rhythm with it. But in the simul, I want to kind of change up and get some different sort of games. So we're gonna try to play different stuff with White. Anyway, someone asked what a marathon is. What is a marathon? In chess terms, it's basically a 24-hour chess tournament that's like nonstop. And this exists now on lichess and has since before I played here. But, there have been, and the tradition of chess marathons, I think, started in real-life chess before it became, existing here on lichess. I never played in one. There was one running in the United States in New Hampshire for years. Basically, they weren't blitz games, though. I think they were like rapid games, like 30-minute games, marathon. That was kind of cool. And I remember that the Marshall Chess Club, I don't know if they still do, in New York City used to have chess marathon tournaments. Three-Eyed Panda, love these simuls. Man, I'm a little bit out of practice. I haven't done a simul in like 3 weeks, so we'll see what happens. Chester the Chesser with 27 games. Let's play a little bit of an Alekine's defense there. Constant Change, he's a tough customer, beat me the last 2 games. Alright, we'll go Sicilian with him. That's our main defense to e4. And I'm talking incessantly, I know. That's my job. Mix it up a little bit with some e5. I play pretty much everything but the French defense for some reason. I don't like playing. I tried to play the French defense a little bit, and the last time I played the French defense, I think, was against Hikaru Nakamura in a tournament in Bermuda in 2003. I guess that left a bad taste in my mouth. All right, we got to play a little bit faster here. I'm definitely kind of talking and taking too much time. It seems like a lot of time. We play every 2 years, 24-hour Blitz Marathon. That's cool, Ananas. I mean, I don't know too much about like European traditions as far as like chess marathons go. So I'm curious. It's a worldwide phenomenon. All right, let's play a modern. Tougher guy. 2069 is pretty tough, I have to admit. Playing mostly... Snowball's a tough player, too. I'm just saying tough all the time. Alright, I guess that's done. Well, we'll give him, like, 5 seconds to comply. Regulations here. Internet chess. 50 Shades of Dung. D4, D5. Let's try King's Indian attack. No, I don't like G3 against C4. Sleepy Mario, can you do a stream in Hungarian someday? God, I'm gonna need some. I'm gonna need some training. I think to do that, Sleepy Mario, the best would be for me to get a co-anchor here, a Hungarian. I would need a co-anchor, you know, to kind of like converse with me in Hungarian. I think that would help. Find a Hungarian player. It's not a bad idea though. I would need someone to kind of back me up. I don't think I could really do it solo. I'd really feel uncomfortable. As far as doing the stream in Hungarian purely. Okay, I mean, I go and I play poker most weeks, you know, in a game where most everyone's just speaking Hungarian. So, I mean, I'm used to, like, being long periods of time in like, social situations where everybody's speaking Hungarian. But usually there's some people there who, you know, if I get stuck, I can ask them, you know, something in English. Nikolai Pavlov says, hello. Hello, what's up? Welcome to my stream. We do the simul here on Sundays. We try to do it as often as possible. Monday to Fridays, I'm playing Blitz and Classical Chess here with viewers on lichess. Alright, Constant Change. I'm going to play Knight C6 here. Today, in my free time, I was studying the C3 Sicilian for black, because that's been a lifelong problem for me. Anastasia played the Queen's Gambit, accepted. Another opening I don't really have a good system against. Alright, well, E4 would be nice, but I'm not really prepared for that. Modern defense. I'm going to try not to get in time pressure. A couple weeks ago, the last time I played, or maybe it was the next last simul, I got in really, really bad time pressure because I didn't play fast enough. If I don't do these on a regular basis, what tends to happen is that I start to kind of forget, you know, what sort of pace I need to play at, basically. Chester the Chesser just declined my invitation to play Alekine's Defense. Slide Dog. Roy Lopez from SXPG. We have played before. He did beat me. I don't remember what happened there. It was a 40-40 simul. I lost a piece. Something happened where I lost a piece, apparently. I do not recall that. I don't see the time. You didn't see the time, Arsenal fan Richie. We missed you. Yeah, I noticed you weren't in the chat. But I saw you online because I had you on my friends list. Sorry about that, Rich. Would be nice. You know, I've on a couple of occasions, like, mentioned this to the lichess admins, you know, about adding a feature to late, you know, for people to late register for simuls. I mean, I just don't understand why they refuse to respond to it. So if you guys can, you know, start a forum or make a comment somewhere about, you know, really the necessity for making this possible in lichess to late join the simuls, because there's really no reason why the programmers can't deal with that. I mean, it can't be that difficult. I guess they're just too busy with other stuff. Okay, Roy Lopez, let's play a little faster, guys. Okay, Vent de Nord. I'm going to play this bishop takes c3 check, played by Alexander Ivanov, Roman Gingiashvili, and Istrichescu, among other people. Snowball. Now, it's a triangle. I'm not in love with the pawn triangle. Alright. And an S. M. Lochik, it's a Caro-Kann Panov attack. Got an English opening here. A lot of transpositions. As you can see, I'm kind of a, well, e5 is nothing special there. Kind of a hypermodern player in general. Bishop f5 from Anastasia. This is quite unusual. Can't say I've ever faced that move. B3, Queen B3 is a double attack. I mean, off the top of my head, it looks like we have Queen B3. We snap that. I don't know. I mean, I don't see black having enough time to cover both those weaknesses properly. Arsenal fan Richie, just enjoy, sit back, have a coffee, or other refreshing beverage, and enjoy. Sawadika. A lot of you guys have played in my Blitz stream. Chester the Chester with the D3. Oh man, that's insipid. Well, I guess we'll just transpose to some kind of double king pawn opening that should be good for white. And then Kanini. Symmetrical English, I've been playing a lot with black myself. And then Kyrgios goes knight f3. I'll play b6, Queen's Indian. English opening, beauty hides in the deep. And then Slide Dog played c3 now. This is a kind of special move order. People sometimes playing the King's Indian attack. We've got an awful lot of these symmetrical English type of positions. Now here I know that Istrichescu has played knight f6. He's a very strong, inventive Romanian GM. But I mean, I guess I recall Queen a5 being the main line. Nikolai Pavlov, I was in rage mode after losing in that spring tourney. Rage mode. Alright. What's up, guys? I try to keep it entertaining, you know. What's going on in the chess world? F5 from Snowball. I don't mind F5 here because I started playing a system against the stone wall based on knight c3 recently, which is not something I used to do. Anastasia did not defend the f7 square. It looks like they're going to lose. Actually, this reminds me of a c3 Sicilian line I saw once. Maybe they don't lose a piece here. The bishop gets trapped on g8, ironically. But the right to castle is probably more important than pretty much anything in this position. So even if I don't win a piece on g8, I think that we're just crushing black there. We may not be able to win a piece against Anastasia, though. Constant change. Well forked, M done. M done. M done is very familiar to me. Why is that name so familiar, M done? I knew somebody named Michael Dunn, but I don't know from where. It sounds familiar, like a player I had played in a tournament or something like that, or at a chess club. Alright, knight c3. So Slide Dog just went c3, d3, so it's just a standard King's Indian attack. And then here, pretty standard English opening. A lot of these English openings, and a lot of, I'll play c5 against Roman. So Queen d4. Well, knight f6 is forced here. Unless, I don't know, this looks something like Bayonne would do. Knight f6, the Spanish Grandmaster Manuel Bayonne. But Knight f6 is standard, I think. I'm pretty sure I've got to play knight f6. Castles. Alright, f6 wubba dubba lub dub. And you know what's funny? That I was actually preparing for this line against Savely Golubev. But bishop g4 is a bit more like the main move than f6. I'm trying to draw an arrow. I'm not very straight. But I think bishop g4 is the main move. Golubev had played a couple games of that. And for some reason, I'm getting a lot of Chigorin type responses to my King's Indian attack. And I'm done. Mickey Dunn is me. Ever been to Texas many, many years ago? Well, I guess you've got a fairly common name. I've never been to Texas except, like, probably... I might have been to Texas on the train once, but I don't think I ever actually stayed in Texas. So... But you got one of those names that's pretty common. So I guess it was another Mike Dunn. Bishop takes f7. So, do we grab this bishop takes knight on g8? Black plays e6 and the piece is trapped. Yeah, I think... Well, we've got many possibilities here, but development should take priority. But my bishop can get trapped on f7 with e6, a la Nick DeFermian. Who did that in a C3 Sicilian I saw once. So, one of the decisions I guess I have to make here is, do I want to give up that piece in general? I mean, retreating it is just going to be really, really time consuming for white, I have the feeling, and we're just going to take it and like give it up for me. And it's a pretty big concession to trade off my white squared bishop here. But I don't really, want to waste too much time with something like bishop c4. So, I guess, I guess we're just taking and we're going to play it like that, so we give up that piece. Now, pawn takes pawn. Here I have some choices. I can play bishop b4, I guess. It's probably playable. Mainline Panov. Why did I play knight c6 anyway? That's what I usually play, I guess. Good reason. Anyway, I'm taking too much time. I'm old, but I want to get back into chess some, thanks to you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that somewhere I met a guy with the same name. I'm sure it's a lot more common than my name. So, knight c6. Alright, we will play 4 knights English. Now the pawn is hanging on e5. So normally black plays b5 here. And Canini. So, like b4, knight takes b4. It's a trick I once saw Miklos Galyash get on somebody. White can sack an exchange, but it's kind of dubious. So I think normally we're doing like rook b1 here. Anyway, most of these positions are pretty standard. Guys, thanks for joining me. Here's an interesting dilemma now. Take on b4 fixes pawn structure. Oh man, it's reminding me of an f3 Nimzo or something. I'm not sure I want to fix his pawn structure. I mean, I can take that pawn on e4, but he has 2 bishops. I think I'm supposed to play queen c7 here. Well, I could play knight a5, actually. I mean, just... It's like a long-term pawn sacrifice. Knight a5, take f3. I wish I could get a little advice from Mr. Chescu about this position. I'm going to play queen c7. I think I have some vague memory in the back of my mind. Sawatka with the rouser. It's a hedgehog against hazard, which I played a lot for both sides. But now, Anastasia looks like, or Anastasia, I'm not sure what's the correct way to pronounce it, but you should probably have played e6 there. you know, and guaranteed the win of that bishop on g8, because now I don't think it's that easy. My bishop could get loose. We have queen d5 trading queens and hitting the knight on a5. I mean, that could just win. Rook takes g8, queen takes g8. Is this like some kind of insane sacrifice? Well, I have to move my queen anyway, so I can't really stop that. I'm not going to worry about it too much. So Kyrgios goes with a very quiet setup. Maybe I should play c5 and go into kind of hedgehog territory. Mlocic taking on d5, that's a highly unusual move. And now we're in the standard Lopez here against SXPG. Just lost a very quick tournament game in the Sozin. I didn't play bishop e3 and lost a piece to queen b6. Move 11. Oh no. Oh my god. Actually, move 11, I was thinking of... I played that line that you analyzed with me recently with knight a5 in a blitz game here. Alright, Franco, it's another rouser. Let's play a different line. So ironically, move 11, I was just thinking of another rouser. Okay, that's my third one. This is like knight c3, I guess. Wow, bishop h6. Psychotically aggressive, but it looks a little over the top. I think white doesn't have enough development there. And now, well, we can just play queen takes d5, transposing to... it's like Steinitz, Roy Lopez with colors reversed. Canini, this guy is... uh-oh, he's got a bullet rating of 2 games. I let Canini in. He's got a new account. He's got King of the Hill games. We don't know how good he is, though. Alright, reverse Grunfeld tends to be pretty good for white. And now Hazard played castles. The mainline hedgehog. Thought you were another Chelsea fan. Alright. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. And now for our next move, bishop g4. Getting the bishop outside the pawn chain, I guess. Another... I don't know, man. Too many symmetrical Englishes here. It's getting a little bit irritating. Well, at least I'm on the other side of it. Move 11. I didn't play bishop e3 and losing a piece to queen b6. How do you lose a piece that easily? There's no excuse for that. I mean, queen b6 is one of the main lines in the Sozin. You just dropped it, like the guy played queen b6 and you just dropped the knight on d4? Is that what you're saying? Constant Change has played bishop c4. This is not theory. It's a move that I see very commonly on lichess for some reason. He's mixing systems between 2 different lines. Now Wubba Dubba Lubba played e5, and I think I'm supposed to like take and play e4 or something. I'm having a strange flashback here. And then this is kind of a main line in the Pierts, c6, classical. Wenger's got to go. Okay, Kyrgios took on c5. It's a very safe way of playing. Well, anyway, maybe we can play some kind of hedgehog. Highly recommend. Kasparov has a book called Revolution in the 70s, where he talks about the openings and innovations. Really, I mean, it's more general. It's more like, it should be more like Revolution in the 70s and 80s. But Gary talks a lot about, you know, what openings were developed, and the hedgehog is one that really features in that category. The hedgehog, Kasparov tells a story about how it was kind of created, and it's basically like a winning method, you know, like you're playing kind of passively on purpose, play for a win. This guy is 1900, queen c4 now. I don't know what's going on here. It's kind of a strange position with this bishop h6. I think I've got to play b6. Yeah, shouldn't have been too much thought on that. Like Canini blundered with b6 in the wrong moment. I'll take it when I can get it. All right, Roman Lobanov. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he's trying something tricky here. He's got a weird move order going on with this d4, like delayed d4. And now for my next trick, reverse Steinitz. And an ass with the Grunfeld. And another Grunfeld-like position popped up immediately. Aura Knight. Oh no, I let him play d5 before me. Yeah, this is not a line I've ever really enjoyed playing, to be perfectly honest. Let's try something a little different against Aura Knight. Another English sort of... Ooh, there's so many of these Englishes. Eto Helix. I think the d4 might even be played as a sort of temporary pawn sacrifice in these kind of positions. Does that seem possible? Yeah. d4, I mean, pawn takes pawn. There's something about that. Knight b5. I think this is a line that's like been investigated by Romanician. One of my favorite innovators in chess openings. Again, going back to Kasparov and his book, Revolution in the 70s. He talks a lot about all the people who innovated in the openings, and among that list is Oleg Romanician, the Ukrainian grandmaster. He's was a huge creative influence in many different openings. Sveshnikov, I mean, so many great players though. So why am I going to pull this bishop back here? A little later. Yes, c3, Roman Lobanov, and it's a kind of hybrid. It's a hybrid of the of bishop c4 and the Mora, but it's okay for black. I mean, I don't think there's any real problems here. Amdon says, I don't like the way they play now at the top. Most of them try to win with white and are satisfied with a draw if they play black. Seems not too much risk these days. Well, I mean, I don't think this is an entirely new issue. I think this was always probably, the case, if not with the top players in the world like Kasparov and Fischer. I mean, Karpov very much, was the classical kind of playing for a draw with black. This is not a new idea. Ananas. I don't see what the attraction is with this move, Queen b3. See some players playing? We're going to go into a main line, Fianchetto Grunfeld there. And now Aura Knight. d4 is a funny move. That was played by like Paul Kiris, I remember. We could try it. I mean, whatever. It's a Kiris correspondence game, I think. Franco with e5 now. Okay, this is some kind of old line. And now Snowball plays knight e4. I have no idea what the main line is here for black. Knight e4. I don't think it really does a whole lot. I'm going to play rook b1, part of the plan. Anyway, now SXPG with a very quiet line a3, which certainly seems fine for white. Beauty has in the deep. We're a little bit behind the times here. I'm going to play knight c3. If d4, putting a lot of pressure on the center. I really think that playing the Grunfeld with an extra tempo is basically the bomb. I mean, the Grunfeld is a very, very dynamic opening, but when you give it like an extra move, it just becomes like really good. I mean, it's good enough for black, right? But if you play it with white, I mean, a lot of openings don't really work that well when you play them with reverse colors, where it doesn't have that big an effect. But I feel like the Grunfeld in particular. Vent du Nord played bishop g7. I'm not overly alarmed or anything. The position looks a little strange, but I think that black should be fine. Just optically strange situation. So this, I'm thinking this is something I looked at a little while ago. Constant change. Bishop b3. Not a line he has ever played against me before. It's not a line, actually. It's not theory. Looks like something like a strong engine would play if you took its book away or something. A lot of piece development and no pawn moves. That's a funny experiment. I don't know if you guys have ever tried that. If you play around with chess engines at all, which most strong professionals do. I mean, I don't mean like while you're playing people, but I mean when you're studying the game. It's very interesting to take computer programs' books away and then see what they do when they don't have an opening book. Okay, a3 from Chester to Chester. I think this move might be a significant waste of time. Queen d2, Sawatka. This is main line for this variation. Now, knight takes d4, queen a5, I think. Am I lying to you? I think I'm lying to you. I'm not sure that is main line, actually. I think I lied. Rook c8 from Dragon Flare. I mean, that's the kind of thing. I mean, it's reverse Grunfeld. Certainly would look normal with colors reversed, but I mean, does black have time for that here? You know, he is guarding. He's guarding c6, and he's therefore threatening d4. So I have a couple of options here. Queen a4 looks pretty good. All right, now the $1 million question against Franco 2000, who has been dangerous. He's held me to a draw and beat me once. The Grunfeld is definitely fine against all lines. It's a great opening, but it takes a lot of work. The question is here against Franco, you know, do I dare to put my king on c7, or should I put it on a more traditional square on e8? You know, on c7, it's somewhat exposed. On the other hand, it doesn't like interfere on the back rank and stuff like that. So can't say I really know this line. I guess I take my chances with the more active king move. And now bishop h6 back. That doesn't make sense, Van de Noord. You know, having said A, you should probably have to take on I guess you wanted to disrupt my castling, but all right. I take it back. It's not that it completely doesn't make sense. Can I trap his bishop with g5 here? Very interesting line, but I'm afraid it would get very sharp in the event of something like g5, h4. I actually don't trap his bishop, and I probably weaken my position to some degree, so we're going to kick him out. Bishop a6. This guy who's 1500, he seems to know this line. So now we're in Romanician territory, I think. Bishop f4, some sort of b4, constant change again. Non-theory rouser. Knight takes e4. One of those lines that's kind of weird. I don't know. Knight a5 is even possible here, neglecting the center. This is just totally non-theoretical. If bishop d7, knight b5 bothers me a little bit. And then I have to play a6, and I'm wasting a lot of time. Strange. Bishop g5, bishop c4, and then bishop b3, like, even like just handing over a tempo voluntarily. Although that's normally in the Sozin. Knight takes e4, bishop takes c7, knight takes c3, bishop takes d8, knight takes d1. My knight gets trapped on b2. Really not certain what I'm doing here. Okay, slide dog. He's a pretty tough player. My intention has been all along to play f5. Okay, so beauty hides in the deep. There's something with f2 here. There's some line, like knight takes e5, knight takes c3, knight takes c6, and then there's some tricks, I think. It's a very unusual concept. Knight takes e5, knight takes c3, knight takes c6, and then some intermediate move that sort of messes up white in that position. So I'm just going to castle. Castling is popular in all positions. Now Simul played bishop d7, allowing me to get in b4. And Roman Lobanov just castled now, leaving me wondering what I'm supposed to do. Interesting. It's a Smith-Morra sort of delayed. Knight f6 is a problem. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Queen b6 might even be a move here. It looks strange though. I want to find a natural developing move. Alright. We'll play it sort of straightforwardly. I'm going to go into a hedgehog. That's why I was mentioning the hedgehog earlier. And then internet chess. We've played before. He's trying to play e5 here. I could play e5 myself. Looks like a move. Makes some sense, actually. Although he probably takes his rook. Looks silly on e8 there. And an ass now with knight c6. Why am I pausing here? I don't know. Alright. Anyway, guys, welcome to my stream. Wow, Dragon Flare had a kind of trick here that I missed. Dragon Flare, 1786. This is a new opponent for me, but Rook c8 is like a secret move, and I overlooked this trap. So it looks like I have to play knight e4, and I'm not really thrilled about that development. And the Ito Helix finds knight d5 now. And I was thinking b4. I'm out of book now. If there's some b4, this sort of position is really irrational. Not really sure. Knight takes d4, knight takes f4 looks nasty. I might have intermezzos though. Looks really nasty to me. Not sure what's going on here. I'm out of book. Alright. Leaving book. Guys know the openings better than me. Beauty hides in the deep again. Knight takes e5, knight takes c3. Knight takes c6. Doesn't look that convincing. Beauty hides in the deep. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Seems like white should have something for certain in this position, but knight takes c6, knight takes c3. Knight takes e5, knight takes e3, knight takes, and like there's in-between move, takes on e2, queen takes e2, bishop takes c6 with equal material. That's fine for black. So I don't have a refutation off the top of my head. This is kind of a standard position now. Should I play h6 at some moment? It does weaken my king side, so I'm going to pass on that. Alright, Wubba Dubba Lubba, going into a Caro Khan reverse sort of thing. Alright, Ananas. Mainline Karpov, Kasparov type of stuff. From the early 90s, well, late 80s I should say. Queen a5. Where are we at here? Constant change with a4. That's a quiet move. And we're probably transposing, well, no, I played this kind of position with Larry Christensen, but he would never put the bishop on g5, would he? Yeah, maybe he would. Later on, you could actually get a transposition to a sort of position like that with bishop g5 later on. I could see that. What do we want to do here? All right, let's just develop. So this position, this Grufeld, I'm unconvinced by against Dragon Flare. I missed that he had d4. I would have played it differently. And Vent du Nord has a secret move I missed there. Obviously, didn't notice that little detail. But white's development is kind of creeping me out. We do have queen e5 here. I guess that's not going to work, is it? Well, it's pretty hairy. Let's just play back to b7, see what's up. Knight takes e5. Just questioning that rook on e8 there. Has a little bit awkwardly placed. And then d4 from Chester to Chester. Alright, so that's a pretty aggressive move. I didn't really anticipate white, you know, blowing open the center. But why not? Critical moment, I guess. If e4, c4. Actually, maybe it's just not sound for white. No, e4. This has got to be key. Symbol with queen h5. He's trying to play very traditionally here. But I think we have good counterplay in this sort of line. Is that going to lose a pawn? b5. Knight takes c3. Takes on c3, take on b5. If it takes on b5 twice, this is really costing me a lot of time calculating that. Probably not good. Alright, Franco. I've got to be careful of like things like bishop a5 mate on d8. But Franco's position, I have my doubts a little bit if it's really enough for white here. Okay, back to the quiet positional struggle here. I'm gonna do like our Mark Hebden imitation or something. I don't know. Put the queen on d7. I've never had too much luck with that type of stuff. I think I should just play quietly. Okay, knight c6 by hazard. This is a very rare move. It might lose material. Take e5, take on g2, take on f6. I think that's a blunder. Just a unfortunate order of moves for him. Now the hedgehog, Mihai Shuba would tell you that it's sometimes useful to neglect playing a6 so as not to weaken your position. If I could get away with it, maybe knight d7, knight b5, queen b8, and we can just omit playing a6. So queen c4 now. Vent du Nord. Yeah, looking like black's really active here. I have combinational possibilities like d5, queen e5 check and whatnot. There's also some knight takes e4 business. But I don't know. Rook a5, b5 as a sacrifice is another idea. Running out of time. You know, d5 is kind of risky. You have check, and then he's going to open the position for himself to a lot of situations. Queen e5. Feels like there should be something here for black. g5 again, trapping the bishop doesn't work. All right, too much time, guys. Cody Kyrgios's rating has improved over the last month or so. I didn't have time to notice that. Bishop a6, queen a4. We've been there already. Like, that's a repetition of position. Rook a5 is interesting. You gotta love rook a5. I mean, that's just a really active move. It may be a mistake, but that's life. If I make a mistake, I made a mistake. Let's get our pieces in the game. All right, so this just looks really good to me. Of course, we could take on e5. We can also... I think his e4 pawn is going to fall down the line, though, so we should probably take this while the taking's good. And so here against Dragonflare, it looks like a sort of normal Grunfeld. I've kind of screwed up now. Like, I just got a normal position without any advantage. Excuse me for that, guys. F4 is out. Dragonflare. Queen b6. F4 d3 check, very disruptive. I was thinking rook b1. This may be too slow. Rook b1, b4. But let's give it a shot. Rook b1, f5. Is that the problem here? Maybe that's too slow. Like bishop d2. Maybe I need to be more active. I'm a little concerned about f5. Okay, e3. Maybe that's more traditional Grunfeld style move. Ilya Gurevich once. Just killing me. Alright. Now we've got rook takes c3 on the agenda. Now sometimes that doesn't work because of bishop d2. This particular situation, it might be the case. But this looks good for black. Black's very active here. Just that there's no put away. I mean, he could just take with the queen, and that's an exchange sack that's not that convincing. I guess I just don't have anything special here. It's just like, okay for black, like equal, but no advantage. Bishop e3, he's hitting my, I'm trying to speak, but I'm having trouble. Hitting my a7 pawn, too. That's sort of irritating. b5. b5 looks just pretty lame. This feels like black should be good, but I don't see a really great move, and I'm wasting too much time. Rook takes c3, bishop d2. I guess I just have to play a6. It looks really, really lame for black. It looks incredibly lame for black, actually. It's got to be something better than that. g6, sacking a pawn. Take bishop g7, too slow. I mean, queen takes a7 is going to be very disruptive. It looks very slow, though. Knight d7. Think about that. White has a small edge here. Maybe just f4. I mean, it's kind of weird. I'll play it more safely. Not much advantage, but a little bit. Chester the Chester playing like... Alright, Nimzovician type of game here. Typical hedgehog. I don't know how much longer I can do without a6, as I was talking about. But I don't think the Kyrgios went up or down. I mean, I think he was down probably before he was up. Wow, this looks... bishop e3 was played. Looks kind of scary. Hitting my my pawn there. Not really happy about that. I do have d5. I mean, he's moved that bishop 100 times. Bishop h6, bishop g7, bishop h6, bishop e3. It's a lot of bishop moves. So we've got, at the very least, knight g4. Knight g4. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Alright. Yes, knight e3, knight e3. Black's very compact here. I kind of like my game. See, simple chess. Keep it simple when you can. Alright, in this game, not thrilled about. But wait a second, knight takes e4 now. Yes, doesn't work. Does it? It doesn't work. Does it? It doesn't work, does it? Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4. Bishop takes g5. Knight takes e4. Bishop takes e7. Knight takes d2. Knight takes e4. Knight takes c6. So I think it works, man. I think this is one of those very rare situations when this tactic actually works for white. Sawadika. He's an expert. He said his rating, dude, last time he's 1100 in Blitz and 1300 Classical, but he hasn't played in a while. He's pretty impressive. Uh-oh, I have no time. I have no time for g6. I'm gonna get mauled. If I do g6, it's over. Our knight didn't take on c3, a la Paul Kears. He did something else. So takes d5, knight e5, queen takes d4, knight takes c6. I think I've been here before. Not that convinced by that. Ooh, I don't know, guys. Kind of tough games today. A little too theoretical for me. Knight c6. Wow, knight takes d5. I feel like I played this once before. take knight e5, queen takes d4, and we don't have anything there. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have anything anyway. The Grunfeld is just a draw. This is a kind of Grunfeld too. Don't mind the bird chirping. What do I do here? What would Romanician do? Like e4, take. White looks overextended to me a little bit. I'm just dropping a pawn there, of course. I think I'm supposed to take and play bishop e3, some very weird. Dragon Flare is like Ilya Gurevich. No, I'm Ilya Gurevich, and he's Dragon Flare. He's like, what am I supposed to do? Bishop c2, reverse. Like bishop h8, bishop g7, bishop c2. These are lines in the rook b1. What would the possible reason for this be? Well, you know, maybe to blockade that pawn. Keep an eye on f5. But anyway, I mean, I think it's not clear what's going on here. We'll play a natural move. Castling or knight d2, being materialistic like I am. Not materialistic, I'm just kidding, guys. Got the bird outside. Yeah, it's, you know, it's very irritating, these birds. Alright, Ananas. I don't think bishop d7 is the normal move there. But on the other hand, it's probably not so bad. Well, how do I handle this? Bishop e3 in this position doesn't seem... Does that seem right? Can we do that? Alright, let's try to be creative. I'm chopping this bishop off. It drove me crazy. And then bishop e3. I feel like this is some kind of hyper theory. Aura knight. Constant change 2200 now. Bishop takes g5. Am I supposed to take on d4? I didn't even consider that line. Take on d4. Take on e7. Take on b3. That's a kind of disturbing variation. Take on e7, take on b3, and then computer finds queen takes d6 at the end, which is probably good for him? Or what's going on here? Bishop takes g5, knight takes c6. Bishop takes d2, knight takes d8. It looks like I blundered a piece or something. Which I've lost the last two games against Constant Change. I'm not surprised. He's getting stronger and stronger. Miscalculated something. Bishop takes g5, knight takes c6. Bishop takes d2. Knight takes d8. And now I have... I'm a piece down. And I can't capture anything. So I have to do this. So exchange sacrifices are possible here. Maybe even best. If I don't do an exchange sacrifice, I have kind of passive position. Rook takes. I'm not really sure I have quite enough compensation here. I'm a little behind in development. It seems over the top, maybe. Although if I don't do it, if I do bishop e7 first or something like that, maybe I could do that. Then bishop g5. Seems safer. So hazard now. Hazard's dropping the piece. There was nothing they could do. has been a very strange game. We can't castle kingside normally. But constant change didn't take on e7. I really expected him to take on e7, followed by queen takes d6 there. Possible I missed something. I'm not really sure. I thought I might be lost, in fact. This game, I'm just up a piece. Looks like queen h5 just wins another piece. That's sort of unfortunate for black. But I was doing my tactics, my Maxime block tactics today. And it doesn't hurt, you know, to do 6 tactics problems a day. And look at the difference. It really... it does wonders for you. I'm seeing things like queen h5. I wouldn't even have considered it. Now what? White's a little better here, but it's not too much, and we're getting kind of low on time. Maybe I should take on d5. And there's not much really going on. Okay, now there's a horrifying check on a5. Maybe I just play like bishop g4. Then he gets a good square for his knight. a5. I'm tied down to that pawn for a long time, but I guess we'll live with it. Alright, so ananas. Karpovian strategy. I think we're a little better against Slide Dog. Now h6 h6 from Snowball. I think that's a good move for me. You know, he wants to play knight g5, I guess, but h6 doesn't look very constructive for black, to be perfectly honest. Maybe he wants to play g5 if bishop f4, something like that. b5 takes c3. Actually, I have the recapture, man. I mean, why didn't I do this in the first place? Chester the Chester. Let him in with 27 games. Now, if he beats me, I'm going to be angry. Alright. Queen e6 or queen d7 here. Queen f5 loses the tempo, but it could put my queen on a good square on g6 potentially. I really don't know, guys. Queen d7 might be safer. Chester the Chesser. I guess queen e6. Yeah, there's not much here. We got a little something against internet chess. Beauty hides in the deep. Again, defending with some crazy tactics here. Knight takes, knight g5. Nothing for white. Again, no pawn moves. How do I have no tactics in this position? Knight takes e5. I'm probably missing something. I'm just running out of time. So, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to make routine moves in these games where I don't have enough time. Alright, now, my king situation here never was really making me too happy, to be honest. Knight a5 now. Well, alright. I don't know, Constant Change. You played very quickly there. I thought I made a mistake, but perhaps you played too fast. Alright. Play these kind of symmetrical Englishes like against Tougher Guy many times. Here, this position looks a little unpleasant for black. I probably have h6. Sobotica. What about an exchange sacrifice like now? Is it any better than it was? Rook takes c3. Looks viable. He's got bishop f3 at the end of these things. Play f5. You know what? Let's try it. I can't resist a good exchange sacrifice. SXPG goes knight g5 here. I'll repeat moves once and go from there. Wubba dubba lubba. Probably I'll just take this. Try to pick off the e-pawn. Very good move from Dragon Flare. d3 now with a passed pawn from hell. I have to stop it. And then a6 from Ananas. Why a6? You're going to just play b5? Alright. These are tough positions to play in general. White's looking for some kind of space on the king side, black on the queen side. And now, Vent du Nord, he keeps finding some weird counterplay, moving the same pieces like 100 times. And it looks like it's just going to continue. I mean, if I take on c3, I feel like I'm just wasting my time. It's starting to get kind of irritating, this game, to say the least. You know, eventually, he's also playing extremely fast. Man, I feel like I went the wrong way with this move, knight a5. Constant change equal material, but it looks like black is better. To bishop c6. Castles. a3, I don't understand M. Logic. Alright, I'm not going to repeat position again against SXPG. I guess we can play h6 if we have to. Don't really like weakening my king side. There are other ways to play such positions, like, I don't know the Lopez that well, but a5 maybe? Something like that, rook b8. What would Vida Levante do? Well, there's nothing wrong with bishop e6, I guess that's one way to play. I just need to play quickly, because I'm going to get in time pressure very, very shortly. So, this is a really nice ending for black against Slide Dog. I think he's just in a lot of trouble here. He might just be losing his d-pawn. Abandoning the open file, ironically. Queen b3, is that a repetition of position? A repetition of position. Yeah, it looks like our second time repeating position in the same game. Very strange game. White's still up his original pawn. Alright. Dragon Flare with the instantaneous bishop c5. Now we need to be dynamic here. I was thinking bishop d2. Blockading, but then b2's hanging. What if we play bishop d2 later? Like we take here first? Normally not taking on e6 is kind of weird, SXPG, but what about my knight? That's kind of weird. Where's my knight going here? Speaking of weird. I wanted to go to b4, but a3 is some sort of problem, which I completely overlooked. So now I have to go to e7, which is not... Well, we can go to b6, I guess that's better. Is it better? I'm not real thrilled about this, but alright. We did the exchange sacrifice against Sabatica, the strongest 1100 in the world. And he's going to be giving us some troubles. So knight takes d4 from Roman. Well, it's a matter of timing with d5. When do we want to do it? I mean, he can't really stop d5. Maybe we can hold off a move. I mean, he can play bishop g5, I guess. We end up with a weird structure. Just something like bishop g5. There's also a6. I once had a game with Albert Vida in a position like this. The same exact line, actually. Maybe white just doesn't have anything there, you know. Queen b4 repeating position. So rook takes c3 was my first idea, but maybe we should try something more dynamic here. Dynamical. f5 going completely berserk. It really has some draw to it, you know. This looks nuts, but you got to admit f5, I mean, it may be crazy, but it looks kind of fun. All right. Good ending here. Chester the Chester, I mean, dude's playing pretty good. Bishop g5 threatening, I don't know. We're playing Nimzovich, apparently. All right. Knight to c3, getting this pawn. And Dragon Flare is very close to a good game here. My big plan was what, bishop d2? With chaos. Well, what does bishop d2 really do? You know, why is this so great? If I blockade his pawn, it's going to be hard for him to make progress. This position's not very interesting. Yeah, now typically in this sort of lines, I'm playing knight e5 usually. Trying to trade some pieces against tougher guy. I mean, maybe I could barter with like h6 or something for a slightly better ending. What if we play... I don't know, then he's getting to the file first and stuff. Probably best to take. So bishop f5 from Aura Knight. I mean, now I have knight h4. Then he has bishop e4 there. That's pretty insane. f3. That would be like totally insane. Aura Knight. He's pretty strong, actually. 2200 in bullet. Knight e5 now, though. Is this a better version? I should really have something here. I mean, this is getting to the point where I should really have something for sure now. Knight e5, knight h4, bishop e4. That's a handy dandy move. My knight on h4 is ridiculous. Knight e5. Queen e6. We're stacking the exchange if we take on c5. This just looks... I don't know, man. I don't have much. Don't know what to suggest there. Dragon Flare, and playing very fast too. Very, very fast. And very strong. A little faster than most people can really do. I think b4. Let's try to get some counterplay. Equal position against constant change, I guess. Equal would be a fair assessment there. Typical hedgehog with Kyrgios is very solid. Slide dog. Alright, we've got to play b6. Get the king in the center. Maybe I should play a5 against constant change here. Getting my pawns on the right color. Okay, now finally. e5 looks like a kind of risky thing. We're going to take this off. And play with good knight against bad bishop. Snowball with the crazy g5. Alright. I don't know what's going on around here. Snowball typically puts me in really bad time pressure. Here, bishop g6. Chester the Chesser with his Zwischenzug. Alright. This is starting to look good now, finally. Though still my king is in the center of the board. He's still got counterplay. Rook takes e5. Is that the right move? I really have no idea here. It's like ridiculous. Kind of freaking out. Oh, Aura Knight found bishop e4 in that position, right? With an equal game. That's convenient. Here we take this first. Pretty rare line. I mean, I'm surprised he would know that. Or that's theory. Queen e8, maybe? Queen h5? Or just queen d7? I don't know, guys. This is kind of a tough call. Maybe I should just play solidly. f3. Alright, now Mr. Ananas. I thought I was playing on the king side, but now you're making me feel like I should be playing on the queen side here. I guess we're playing on both sides. Queen takes c6. Oh no. It's a blunder? There's got to be some trick. D5. Queen A4. That's illegal. Oh, it's not illegal, but it loses queen illegal. I get lucky against Aura Knight with D5. Oh my god. And then H6 now. That's slow, man. Still, there's nothing I can do to this player. It's ridiculous. Like, just leave the pieces out there. I never have a tactic or anything. It's kind of impossible to believe, really. Okay, Franco. He just didn't really do anything with the last move, Bishop D3. It's sort of like a non-aggressive kind of continuation. King F2. Okay, let's be aware that here white is white is up a pawn. No, it's evil. It's even now. All right, we're going to be up a pawn after this. But that's dangerous. All right. Ventunor, check out his time usage, just 15 minutes for the whole game. He's played some sort of risky stuff. Rook takes C3. That's what I wanted to do. All right. His rook is unprotected. I have queen takes C3. The rook's hanging, but my rook's hanging too. That's crazy. What about my whole development here? Maybe I should just play King F7 or something, you know? As ironic as it is, to put my king on a white square. I mean, is there a better way? A better way to do it? Alright, M. Lochik. I'm calling you Lochik because of my Hungarian pronunciation. Anyway, guys, we're getting really low on time, so I'm sorry I don't have F4. Psycho-aggressive move. Looks like white is very far behind the development here. Takes D5. D5 right away. Takes. Right, I mean, well, there's nothing special, right? I mean, if I let you take on C6, that's kind of annoying. Play for the endgame against Ventunor. Well, I decided to play for the loss. I decided to maybe I should just take here and put his queen on F3. I don't know. It's kind of a tough call. I decided to just play for king safety and not grab material against him in that case. This is just a highly pleasant endgame for me. Rook D7 allows bishop B5. That looks a little awkward. Maybe we have to play bishop F6 right away. And I'm not that sure about this being so easy. Looks like the Chester made a mistake. Bishop G4 was too fancy. He ignored my threat. And now we got the massive structure against Snowball. Uh-oh. This could be trouble for Snowball, but he's hitting D4, I just realized. Whoops. Alright. He's hitting D4, so I can't ignore that, I guess. Or can I? Maybe I can ignore it. No, there's knight takes C3 and these forks on E2. Setting up all kinds of troublesome threats. Knight takes D7 isn't possible either, right? Man, that's an extremely irritating move. Strengthening his center? What about E3? I like lose a pawn on E5. Snowball always comes up with some amazing tactical resources. Rook takes D7, knight takes D4. Oh man, this is just really not good for me to have to do that. Knight B1, repositioning. Well, I guess this is an equal position objectively. Against Mr. Constant Change. If there's anyone who I'm afraid of, it's probably him. Bishop D3, of course. So, what was I thinking? We're thinking about not trading queens, maybe. But she was talking about the endgame, but you know what? I'm a little concerned about that. But I guess I can protect my B6 pawn, right? Yeah, but I need to protect it now. Now, it looks like. So this? My knight is insane. He's playing very fast. Knight c6 and f4. He's got defenses. It's everything. Alright, so the plan was d5. Then here, I don't know. You can just castle or whatever you want. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Snowball took with the bishop on c6. I thought he was going to take with the pawn. I guess it doesn't matter. Both are good. Alright. Strange position here. It looks like a scotch or something. I'm starting to get a little worried. Could trade one set of rooks, but I don't really want to give white the file here. I'm just going to offer a draw in this game. Looks to me like equal. If I should play b6 or not, I'm not sure. So b4. Alright, that is an issue. Knight a4 fails. My plan was to play knight d1, but I may have been... You know, I'm not sure. I guess I'm going to have to do it now. Let black's knight into e4. And then bishop b6. I mean, this is getting almost like ridiculous. This reminds me of a game I had against a player who repeated... they played a symmetrical position for like 100 moves against me. This is a new account? No, French. Alright. I mean, this is unbelievable. It's almost unbelievable that you can just leave the knight on d5. There's never a tactic for white. It's very hard to believe. I'm running out of time. Black's play very impressive in this game. I don't know if that really gels tactically or not, but I didn't see a way to do anything throughout pretty much. Queen to e5. Looks like white is just slightly better now. I really can't afford to let him fix my... You know, I can't afford to fix his pawn structure. Is what I'm trying to say. And then we had this game. Black is better now, overextended kingside and all. We had a great opening, and I feel like it just went out the window. Which is pretty standard for what happens here. Usually once I start getting in time pressure, things start going down the tubes pretty quickly. F3. Try to sack a pawn. For what? Looks like I have some play. White's trying to play d5. So I have bishop e4. And now we've got tactics to save the day. Win the game, hopefully. Right? I don't know where to go. Dragon Flare, I mean, this is pretty impressive. Just massive pressure for black. C5, I guess. Cutting down his pressure on F2. I think we're going to start losing some games here due to the time very soon. So be prepared for that. It's always fun. Try to get in the center. This one, white... Sorry, black took forever there on that move. My big idea, knight takes d5 there. And king c2. King c2. I didn't expect that from Franco. Now, both our kings are on respectively c7 and c2. Uh-oh. My h7 pawn. I'm not thrilled about losing my h7 pawn, prospectively. Thrilled about my development here, either. We need a plan, and we need it quickly. Not really sure what I'm doing. So, bishop a6. Alright, this is just a very good endgame for me. I thought here we're slightly better, but it's not too much. You know, maybe it's just kind of an illusion. Illusion of. And queen a5 and all sorts of counterplay on the queen side. Not sure. We're just going to have to play blitz now. That's the way it is. My rook is hanging. Blockade. Blockade what you can blockade. b5. Maybe bishop f8, ironically. Alright. Now my pawn is in trouble. On b6. b6. I love this move. But what's really going on here? Vent de Nord. Air the North, something like that. Alright, this is a complicated situation. I'm not sure what's going on. Queen b6, didn't expect that. Now knight f2. Now the dragon flare, the thing that really concerns me about him is his speed of play. It's just like he makes move instantly when I make a move. Instantly, like. Alright. You know, which is pretty strong for a 1700 or 1600 player. The guy. I mean, this is really pretty impressive. King h1. Rook takes or pawn takes here. This looks like it should win a pawn. Knight there, bishop c5, b5. He's pinned to the bishop, that's why I played bishop f8 to stop king e3. So I guess we can just continue on the queen side. Okay, against Chester the Chesser, we win a piece. So he took the bait, Snowball took the bait, and my plan was to play this. But I mean, I'm probably struggling to have enough compensation there. I just hung my d7 pawn against de Nord. When did that pawn become attacked? At what point? It's been attacked, but now it's with check. So this is probably the beginning of the end for me. This guy is just gonna crush me. A lot of fast players. It's remarkable how fast they can play. Really. I think I didn't really do that move, but it's alright. We were thinking about it, so I'll say I played it. Get some counterplay on the queen side here. Now knight f6, back to f6. Wow, what a move. That's pretty sophisticated. Alright. Rook c8, defending my pawn. So white is pinned rather uncomfortably here, and I think it's going to be hard to get out of it. Rook d3, back check again. Oh, just a second pawn. I see. He just snaps a second pawn. Yeah, that's very, very apt. Right. Well, I might as well resign this. Snowball's too fast. I just dropped 2 pawns for nothing. As the time starts to decide games, unfortunately. Here, descending, I blundered as well in a great position. Queen e1. Wow, that's a pretty impressive move. Queen takes, or knight takes c3 is probably bad, losing immediately to the ultra tricky something or other. I guess I have to take here on c3. All right, strongest 1100 player in the world against Sawatka. Bishop e3 now, taking the pressure off the a5 pawn. I'm actually semi-relieved about that. I guess we have to do like h6. I hate that move. I thought I was winning a pawn here, but it was a fallacy. Maybe I have this. But beauty hides in the deep. Interesting game. White now very paralyzed here in this one. So we're down a pawn here, or what's going on? It's kind of unclear. We're probably still okay, even though we hung a pawn. I think we're going to have to really, really fight to survive this game, it looks like. Maybe it would be best to centralize. You guys are really good. And I have to play faster. Of course, when I'm up a piece, I should really move like instantly. Still, he's not out of the pin. Okay, so trading queens on his terms. I could play queen c7, but I don't really like it. Ooh, we've got some sort of nasty tactics, apparently, for Sawatka. So the strongest 1100 in the world. Here I wanted to play knight h5, but I guess I threw that plan away when I didn't play queen e8 in that one. Here we're busting the center with d5. Bunker busting bombs. d5, changing everything. And then Roman Lobanov played knight. Yes, looks a little problematic for me. I have to make a decision here. I'll probably let him equalize with... I probably have to let him equalize here. I just don't have time. I mean, maybe we have a tiny advantage. Let's see. So, how do we make progress in this strange position? You can always grab some space. You ever play with a red chess set? Sorry guys, I can't really answer the chat. Wow. I mean, Sawatka, damn dude, 1300, 1100 in blitz. That's pretty impressive. You don't play like an 1100, but I said that before the other day. Here I probably have to play b5. I don't really like this move. I don't see a better option. I mean, knight c3, I'm just dropping a pawn there. Bishop c6 doesn't work. So b5 for better or for worse. Sawatka has seen deeper. And now Franco, who's the rock, man, he's stymieing me now with this move. Ooh, this is going to be awkward for me. Damn. I'm entering like torture land, it looks like. Ooh, this is not what I had in mind. He's squeezing me. 2261. Squeezing me. I thought I was fine in this game, but it's not that easy. It's going to be very scary. And now the e4 from Dragon Flare. Was it played instantly? No. Alright. Dragon Flare is like a international master. Alright, queen b3 check. It looks like we're doing good here, but he's got a defense for everything. Knight takes d4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4. Can we take this pawn? And if so, is it enough? Maybe. Looks like we can take it. Alright. Now I thought I could just try to hold on here with rook d6. Alright, Ananas sort of drifting. Kind of drifting a bit. I don't know what I can really do to him though. Her. If you prefer, we can call him her. Rook c5 looks sort of natural, but then it'll get hit by bishop f8 at some point later on. I'm getting really, really low on time now. a4, anybody? Seems like a stupid idea, doesn't it? I mean, if I take with the pawn, he takes with a knight. That's alright. Then his bishop's defended, though. That does seem kind of dumb. I don't want to let him take. Oh well. We got to do something. And then beauty hides in the deep. Queen d6. Very beautiful indeed. Black's playing this game. Very deep and beautiful. Pretty impressive. Very strong. White's like got no advantage at all. And now, rook to b5. Hitting my pawn, my wonderful pawn, which I can't afford to give you, as much as I would like to. Now Sawatka finds bishop d3. Now we have to be very careful. Those bishops look kind of tough. This exchange sacrifice. Now, if I thought I was playing a master, I probably wouldn't have played that exchange sacrifice. But since I thought that Sawatka was under 2200, you know, I decided to take a chance and go out on a limb and play the way I did in the game. All right. Normally I could take a few liberties with a low-rated player, but this exchange sacrifice against Sawatka might have been a little too much for someone who's playing the way he is. Here I let White get out a little bit, and now this game, Chester the Chesser is just down a piece without any compensation. Rook b5. It's a really tough position. King e2. Anyone? What's next? a4. Alright. Maybe something like rook d5. Looks awkward, doesn't it? I'm really getting low on time. Chester the Chesser. I'm going to defend that bishop one way or another. Kyrgios plays like ultra solid style. It's pretty hard to do anything to him, as you can imagine. I saw bishop f8, Ananas also trying to play super solid. I mean, exchange sacrifice could happen here. It's not absolutely essential. All right. Okay, looks like we're losing a pawn in this one. Well, no, I could play e4, and that leads to my king getting. Okay, the chaos is going to begin here. We're going to get into a chaotic situation now. Knight c5, dropping a pawn back, probably a safer way to play. One of the safer ways to play in a situation. Bishop e6. The rock solid beauty hides in the deep, with the most beautiful prophylactic moves and stuff. I would say playing master strength in this game. Very subtle. Very, very subtle play, actually. White has to be careful not to be worse in this position. We're pawn up. Let's not drop a back rank mate. Knight c1, I'm kind of happy to see that because, I don't know, I was concerned about something else. Wow. This looks good for black, but we're getting a little low on time. Well, wait a second. I'm taking here. All right. D3 is hanging in that one. A4, wow. Another good move. Sabatica, 1300. Not, dude. What is this about, man? You're not 1300. It's like master strength play. I'm lucky if I don't lose, you know. I mean, how can you justify that rating of 1300? Last time he said it was like, oh, I haven't played in a while, or it's an old rating. What? You gained 700 points in one day or something? That's sort of lame, dude. All right. Well, it looks like we're in big trouble here, probably losing. I don't think this can be defended. We'll do our best, but I think I'm just going to lose to the 1300. I forgot all about my drinks. I've been so distracted. We down to 8 minutes now. F3. Maybe we can end this quickly because I'm getting really short of time on all my games. Ye old back rank checkmate. It's a bit of an issue. I just realized we have a technical issue. Uh-oh. G5 down, check. Up, take. All right, it looks like this is a try. I might not have enough to win there. But against Sabatica, maybe I have a chance. Taking on A4. Whew. I don't know, man. He's too strong. This guy is monstrous too. Dragon Flare. Just crushing me like a dog. Maybe I can play F3. I feel like there's something for black here, though. F3. I might be able to get away with it. Crushing me like a dog. That's a favorite of my old friend, Jorge Samar Hasbun, otherwise known as Jorge Zamora. The artist formerly known as Jorge Zamora. Aventunord, making my life a living hell too. We're going to take this free piece, the second one. Franco's getting a pawn. That's okay. We've got to pawn to give, right? He sacked a pawn in the beginning, so we can afford it. Tougher guy. We've got a nice bishop pair. So here I had some illusion that I was better. Maybe I still have good chances here against Lochik. Yeah, now knight there. Now I've got to be very careful to maintain the balance here with white. Like E3. E3 is interesting. Look, I'm playing a 2600 in this game. I'm like playing like Sergei Movsesian or something. All right. What's that? Knight takes knight to E5. Okay. Rook B8. Now I guess castles, for lack of a better move. I mean, can I play King E7 here? Looks very dangerous. So I'll have to castle. Try to survive. Okay, this is Rook D5. As we get low on time, I've got this move. Yeah, so this ending just a tiny bit better against Roman Lobanov. We got the better bad bishop. Trying to finish this one off. And now White is going to try to hang on. The old Karpov bishop c8, anybody? I don't know. It seems a little bit too fancy here, honestly. But let's just go home. We're getting into really, really bad time pressure. Accurate move order there by Franco. The 1100 is on the verge of taking us out here. Very nasty situation. Bishop f5 takes, bishop c7, rook takes, king takes. I mean, there could be a small chance I can survive this. Bishop f5. Maybe bishop e7 is better. I don't know if this is healthy for me. We're going to grab this guy. A5 takes there, A6 takes. Okay, this is close. Right, well, I'm happy to trade rooks here. And now the only move is A5, right? Takes rook there, but I'm screwed. I can play A6, that doesn't help. I screwed this up. E4. Rook takes, E3. I guess I'm going to have to just try to fight for a draw here. I thought I had A5 takes, but I do. Wait a minute, A5 takes there. Okay. Very, very close position there. Can I even do G6 here? Oh, I just dropped a piece. Oh man, Franco, I dropped a piece. Sorry, man. It just struck me that my piece was hanging. It's a shame. It was a good game, but I did not realize the piece was hanging till the last possible second when I dropped a piece on C5. Alright guys, sorry about that. Get these occasional really gross blunders as I start to get into time pressure. A4, C4, excuse me. Oh, I win a piece here. Ventu Nord played too quickly the entire game, basically. Now knight takes C3. Hopefully I can hold on against Mosesi in there. We've got some tough positions. I did drop a piece in one game. It's pretty bad form. This is my only move, rook f5. So that's an interesting ending. Yeah. I just didn't see it. It's kind of a silly. I didn't see my bishop was hanging on c5. Just a piece down there, so I'll just offer draw. I meant to resign. Alright. This is a win. 2 pawns up. It happens, unfortunately. The gross blunders do occur. Not a lot to do about it. Fortunately, my knight is dropping too. This game is Kind of a drag. Let's not drop any pieces anymore. Alright, so we're barely squeezing this one out against Lochik. Managed to... Well, I don't have to rush this. Why don't I take on a5 first? And then, this is a very advanced move to find. c4. Okay, maybe I have some miracle here. Bishop c8. Looks like back rank tactics all over the place. The c4 is an exclam move. This is like probably only winning move for white. But this player is like master strength. I mean, at least like a strong expert. But this 1300. I mean, if you're going to let your friends play or something like that, you should just tell me that I'm playing a stronger player. Because the 1300 is not this player. It's not really cool to have like more than one player playing. Maybe bishop f8. That doesn't work either. Hey, how about king f8? King f8, c5, bishop c8. Might just hang on. Yeah, this is a good move. b3 from Ananas. We're in a very strange position here against SPX. Okay, so now f5, I guess. I'm really pressed for time. I guess there's multiple ways to win this one. Knight d3. Why didn't I play that last move? That's difficult to understand. Why wouldn't see knight to d3 last move? There's a check. Oh, and then I pinned myself. So how about e7? All right, it's getting weirder and weirder. Against tougher guy, he's a tiny bit worse, but it's probably very difficult for me to win this position. He may not even be really worse, just kind of feels like he should be. I need to be a little bit careful, actually. Bishop d5, beauty hides in the deep. I mean, man, dude, these people are so solid. I'm just going to try to hold on here. Maybe I can draw. I feel like I'm playing a GM. Alright. Bishop f6, f4, f3. Oh man, I knew I shouldn't play h5. It doesn't matter though. It should still be winning. And now the only move, king g7. Be careful, kids. It could be an interesting ending. So g5. G5 is always good. c5. Now, I mistakenly thought I had bishop c8 here. That'll probably be resolved by my opponent. Bishop b4, queen d1. Alright, trying to hang on. So we get to take a pawn here finally, a piece, whatever. Alright. There's no smothered mates or anything like that. There is a win of a queen, we'll take that. And then there was queen f3, but you can play f5 and play for this ending. Alright, here we stand better. Maybe I should play queen b6 while I have the chance here. This is piece up now for very few pawns left on the board. And then h5. Alright, let's see. Alright, queen b3, just trying to hang on. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally okay with a draw there. Black was slightly better. Thank you for the game, Master. This looks winning. And then there is a sick trick. Rook h7 check. I hope I'm not getting mated. We have to take a walk here if I want to play for a win. I'm losing at least a pawn there. Wow, tricky ending. What's going on here? Bishop takes d6. Sawatka played perfectly, but this is a strange move. d6 now. I mean, I thought that c6 was probably nearly winning for white in this position. But here, I can play bishop takes d6. It's some sort of trick. Rook takes, rook b8. Rook check, bishop f1. And then white's winning, huh? Bishop takes b7, pawn takes, king takes, takes. All right, let's see how far that white has calculated this piece up ending. Now maybe white had more than taking the pawn on h7 in this one. I think that might be a mistake. People tend to start rushing when I'm in time pressure, so I think it could start to have something to do with it. Very equal position here with XPG, but I have knight h5, knight f4 now. Maybe d5 in the center. No, don't like it. Alright, knight h5 for some counterplay. Rook takes, king takes. Rook takes a4. Interesting ending. This is really interesting against Lucic. Bishop d5. That's really the best he had. Wow. He wants to make my pawns backward. That's pretty resourceful. I guess I should just take on b6. Not play by the rules. Which rook? Uh-oh. I thought I was getting mated, now white's gonna still have more tricks. My goodness. Another trick. I think this is a technical win, even with just one pawn left on the board. Speaking of technical wins, it's a nightmare scenario here. The 1100. Like, I wouldn't mind if he was rated 2000 or something, but this is just ridiculous. Not sure what I've got here. Probably nothing. What's really going on in this position? That's what I'm wondering. Knight takes c6 and knight d3. Whew, man, I don't know what to do here. 5 minutes left. Sorry, Franco, I didn't mean to drop a piece, man. I hate to end the games with some kind of oversight. Just bishop c5 didn't occur to me till in the instant when I made the move. I saw it, of course. The typical thing that always happens. What am I doing here? Like, okay, rook c3 or something? Rook c7, interesting. h5? Okay, I thought you'd play it your way. Knight e2. Can we start migrating onto the king's side? Uh-oh, he took on e4. Which way do we want to do this? Sorry, guys. Strange move, really. King d1, but what did I expect him to play, actually? Only move. No, wait. Yeah, only move. I don't know why it's a strange move. Well, whatever. I mean, this is all winning. Alright, f5 is going to be necessary. And bishop c3. Which is better, the bishop or the knight? Oh no, the back rank mate. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's nice. Internet chess. An apt name. Okay, why did I bother with this, really? I mean, just wasting time here. Back rank mate. Let's not hang a back rank mate. We have to play, like, h4. And Kyrgios playing b5. Wow, that's kind of a combative move. I didn't expect him to do that. I expected something quieter. Not much really going on here. Looks like rook d8 is winning for me. So things are getting kind of funky here. I mean, I thought that Sawatka had played a terrific game, but that last trick may not have been the best. Now d5 at some moment for me with a central control. Alright, we'll try it. So I decided, why don't I like try to checkmate white here? But how? You know? I was just going to play like knight e5. Seems ridiculous, but whatever. Bishop there. Interesting. Because the important thing here is my king position. It's not about king up takes, king up, king up, king up, bishop back, king up, king up. Holy crap. Amlochik. We've got time in that ending. A lot of endings now. How many games we have left? Just 6, 7? Wow. So I kind of offered a draw against Ananas. Sort of like unofficially there with with rook c3, offering to like repeat position, but he doesn't want it. He wants more. Interesting. Okay. This I think is a technical win, even with just one pawn left. And now for our next trick. Slightly better rook ending. Do I have anything? I mean, I guess this is not going to be a win. Tougher guy. Feels like black's better here, but how do I make progress? Bishop f6. And then we try. I'm just running out of time. Speaking of running out of time, I'm not sure about these endings. They're really complicated. Whew. Kyrgios is so tough. Now, you know, how much progress can we make here? How quickly? You don't want to trade pawns in that ending, no matter what you do. Oh my goodness. Alright, I didn't see that, but it probably doesn't change anything too much. Wow. Okay, queen d6 or something, I guess. Not good to miss moves, though. I'm missing moves entirely in their entirety in some cases. And an ass. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Bishop is not doing too much on g2. My other bishop, other brother Daryl, my brother Daryl, and my other brother Daryl are not really playing here. Go for another knight outpost. This is a weird situation. Kind of fake him out and then go the other way or something. Strange. I don't know. Right, and now rook on the 7th. Now what do? Hide my king on g7? This is really irritating. That can't be right. Better to... Where do I put it? God, how do I win this position? I'm going to have to play g5. Oh man, counterplay again. Counterplay alert. Maybe I lost the focus here, really. Like, this file is too important. Queen takes d5. I don't like this. This looks like a draw. Thought I was clearly better in this game. I guess I was. But, how in the world do I make progress? Rook e3, right? Okay, king up. Now we've got the center, we've got the F file here. It's looking pretty good. 350. Actually, SXPG actually used time, unlike most of my opponents who don't ever use time. I don't know, man. Stay in the center, I think. Ananas. Grabbing that pawn back. Complicated scenario. Yeah, I don't know who. I don't even know who's playing for a win and, like, you know, what the deal is here. It's very strange. Oops, I hung a pawn. Oops, my name is... Alright. This ending a little unpleasant. What happened? H3 was played. That's cool. Weird situations occur every day in life. Maybe I should play g5. No, then he's got this nastiness. How does white win? I guess that's the key question here. That's like everybody's wondering about. How does white make progress there? I guess that's the point. We're wondering how he's making progress in that position, right? I'm wondering, I know you guys are wondering. H4. Wow. Alright. I think we're winning in that one. Played for the cheapo, and we got it. But I'm not sure if it's enough to win or not. Queen takes was my plan here. I'm not really sold on it. That's fine. I think all that matters is that I create two connected pass pawns in this position. He found a way to defend everything, huh? King f6. We can improve slowly. g4. Ah, yes. Now I play g6. It's the wrong color rook pawn. Could be a draw because of wrong color rook pawn. Alright, that might save me there. Kyrgios is very solid. Solido. I'm a little worried about this, to be honest, because, I mean, both of us have issues, but I don't like his knight coming to d4 here. What did I just do? Did I just let him isolate my central pawn? That wasn't really a great idea. What is going on in this ending? Oh my god. What is going on here? Oh, this is crazy. Why don't I centralize my king or something? G5 now? G5. Right, and maybe H3, I was thinking. I guess there's a lot of ways we can do this, though. I mean, he's totally paralyzed. So now all I need to do is trade off one more pawn. It's not so easy. Now what, like bishop f8? Rook f8? Bishop f8? Anybody? Self-pin. My favorite mode of operation. On the self-pin. Alright, do we have any attack here, or is this just a fantasy? Well, I guess we take a second pawn, and that's going to be pretty imposing. Wow. Ooh, that's nasty. Bishop a4. Okay. I don't like that. That's not a friendly move. Queen here. That looks crazy for me. Knight c5 looks kind of interesting. Can we do that? I think that's crazy too. I let him isolate my pawn. Kyrgios. I don't know that that was a healthy thing to do. King f4 here, dropping a pawn. Rook check. Man, this is really bad news. Roman Lobanov. Am I in trouble, or am I in trouble? I think we're winning this position, aren't we? It's starting to look like that. I know this is a draw, probably. C4. So here we are again in this bizarre situation. I'm just not really sure, like, how you win. King h5. Getting a little closer to the pawn. Kind of got off the back rank here. That's a good first step, isn't it? Is it a good step or not? All we need are two passed pawns. And we're making some progress here. A lot of endgame grinds. Queen takes c5. I thought I had that. So What is the deal with this position? I'm going to stay as active as possible. Maybe f5 first. Check, king up. There could be some technical difficulties. Logic. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about this now. I'm a little bit concerned about this. Doubling on the 7th or something like that is really annoying. All right, time is short. Time is money, right? Wow. What am I doing? What am I doing? We need something more direct, I think. I really need something more direct here. This is ridiculous. Man. Internet chess played f4. All right, this looks like we're making progress. A5. Counter spiel. Right. This is not winning for me, this position, any longer. Gonna sack pawn there. I'm running really low on time. Down to 2 minutes. SPXG finds this. SXPG. Sorry about that. Okay, it's time for some action here. Enough talk. Rook d3, check. All talk, no action. Okay, so what's the deal with this? Oh, it's just I see, he's just winning. So it's like winning. The 1100. Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty fancy, you know. But I think this is enough. Takes. What happened? Rook takes g7. Oh no. An anticlimactic finish. Alright, so this is key position. What in the world is going on? So, sort of study-like ending. What am I supposed to do against Roman Lobanov here? I don't really know. Maybe I should invade with the second rook, the D rook. 2 rook invaders. Rook invaders. This is a draw, I think. Don't quote me on it. We have to have 2 connected passed pawns. I was gonna just, yeah, this is winning. Okay, no brainer. Logic, I mean, you were close to a draw there. Wow, that's a disturbing move. Knight b1. Okay, ananas. I'm gonna blockade. Man, this is nasty. Check. This position is starting to disturb me a little bit. Are we seriously better here? For like e4? Like? That's kind of double-edged, actually. Let's play king first. I still don't have a mate in this one. Yeah, but there's the nasty queen h4 check. Opponent offered me a draw. It's a little late for the draw. I think. But you never know. There could be some tricks here. I think e4. Oh, none of this. Wait a minute. e4? f3? There's some tricks here. I don't think that extra pawn matters a whole lot. Okay. I don't think I'm realistically winning here, am I? Can improve the king. First of all, g5. Oh, I see. It's like a study. What happened? Rook a1. This is just over. But first I should check. Now maybe e4. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. And this is getting kind of hairy. The blockade. Check. There's a queen f3 check. Doesn't do anything. Alright guys, we're the endgame simul specialist. G4 suddenly starts looking really funky. And this has got to be winning. Okay, I'm up a piece, so rook check, king g4, king e4. I'm very fortunate to get the queens off here, although this may not be winnable. I have no way to get through, apparently. Outside pass pawn I was hoping for in this one. Now he's getting loose with a rook, so I'm a little concerned I might not have enough here, but we'll see. Gotta be a mate, right? That's an excellent move, Mr. Anna. If I take with a pawn, it could get kind of tricky. Although I'm not going to have a choice later on, I guess. I don't know if this is enough. Wow. Check. Oh, it's like a study. Right. Isn't that convenient, Sabatica? Very strong, master. Yeah. These two pawns have to win. Roman Lobanov, I don't know if I can break this open. But I could trade bishops. Actually, that would be... If I could trade bishops somehow, that would be nice. Unfortunately, we're slightly better here. But I don't know if I'm able to win this. Maybe just bring the king toward the center. This is a little bit tricky. F3 should be good enough. No more 1100s who play like masters are going to be accepted to my simuls. Alright. Maybe bishop c5 here, locking down that pawn. This may be a draw, but I thought I'm slightly better. Here, we're trying to make progress. But that's a total loss, Roman. You can't allow traded bishops. Your whole defense is based on not trading bishops there. Well, it's kind of an unfortunate turn of events for Roman. Uh-oh. Alright. Torture mode here. We're still a tiny bit better against Ananas. But this is lost. Should be lost. For him, not me. Now this ending is equal material, right? Better bishop. But not so easy to make progress here. I wonder if I should... I probably can't win this. Okay, first of all, I'll preface this by saying that it's very possible this is a draw. Bishop c3 would be a good way to drop a piece, actually. But I will preface with that. Now, unfortunately, I do have king e6 for whatever that's worth. Probably nothing. We have an outside passed pawn. This is a win. No good square for the knight, unfortunately. Knight d6, take, and all my pawns fall with, like... I don't know, though. The outside pawn for me. Knight d6. You could just play knight to c3. Bishop takes. King e6. Take, check. King there, takes. King takes. Ooh, that's really close. Knight g5, I guess, is a legal move. Then he's got knight c3. Now here I thought I was winning, but it doesn't look quite as easy as I had planned. I've got no king. With no king, we could have some technical problems here. Oh my goodness. Internet chess. He's gonna draw this ending. Holy crap. 2 connected pass pawns and I can't make progress. Really? Wow. That's crazy. Alright. King d7. Not really sure what I'm doing here. This is a win. This is looking more and more like a draw. It could be worse than a draw, though. I could even lose. Wait a second. All right. Am I drifting into some sort of sick draw there? F2, preparing to queen. Right. Well, we have some chances here. Hold on. All right, that's over. This should be over. This is a mess. Tougher guy, put up a good fight. Now take. I could just play rook b8, but it's too passive. Well, it's going to be a technical ending. All right. Here we are again. Speaking of technical endings, once again, better start grabbing some pawns. Got e3 now. Actually, just promoting is better. Taking this. So, this one's close. Black's sort of paralyzed. And this one is probably a win. Sorry for coughing you guys out. All right, that's that. And then we get the blockade here. It's almost a stalemate. I think this is just an easy technical win. A8 bishop. Yeah. All right, he's gonna get a couple pawns there. Anyway, is there some hope for him? Well, I should get the F pawn, I guess. I hope there's not anything serious going on there. H6, G5. H5 kind of risky by me. This is going to be a highly entertaining endgame. What about rook c7, c6? Rook c7, a3, c6, a2, check. It's not fast enough. Okay, king up. I thought he was going to take on a4 in this game, but this move might be quite okay for him too. This is a technical situation, guys. snapped off my pawn. Where are you going? Where is he going? Does anybody know? Alright, I'm confused. This position, okay. Right. You build a bridge. Why did he did take the pawn on a4? Okay, that's great. Well, somehow I'm a pawn down here. I really understand how that happened, but it's great, you know. He offered me a draw. Thank you, M. Lochik, for that. Kind of you. This pawn looks pretty fast. I ought to hold on to the other pawn though, no? Rook f8. There's no sense just giving it to him. And we're in the blockade. The blockade zone. Yeah, this actually is kind of tricky. I have knight d6. His knight is pretty strangely placed there. And I passed a pawn. Really sure what's going on. Yeah, this position is getting a little bit out of control now. Okay. Entertaining here at the end, always. White resign. Thank you for the game. Roman Lobanov fought really hard, but I don't think he's going to hold on there. There's this very unfortunate check. Thank you for the games, guys. I lost the game against Sada Wadika, of course. But he played like a master. Roman Lobanov. No, if you want your master friend to play, you know, don't. Or if you were 2000, I would think you were legit, but you can't have an 1100 rating or 1300 and play like you're 2200. And you didn't not play for a year and go from 1100 to 2200. All right. So, what's this rook f5 about now? It looks like a kind of sloppy move by black. All right. This is our last two. Okay, the game with Kyrgios is kind of interesting. There's 3 left. They're all sort of interesting. I don't really believe I'm winning this position, but there are some questions to be answered. But for who? Internet chess may have just blundered in a drawn position. Now this one, even though I'm a pawn down, somehow looks like his knight is almost trapped. He has 2 passed pawns as well though, so I think I need to be a little bit careful here. It's probably a draw. I mean, I'm 99% sure. My H pawn's too dangerous, and he's up a pawn, so I had some opportunities to play for a win here, but I mean, if you looked at the opening in the early stage of the game, I think it was it was probably equal, and then we both made some risky decisions. So here black played strangely, you know, to let me get to this position, which was totally unnecessary. It looks like he had a draw, and he just made the wrong rook move. Sorry about the screen there, guys. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. CET. This is a resignation lucky game there, though, Internet Chess. I mean, you really saved it and then lost it again. Last game, no, 2 games, excuse me. 2 interesting endings. Here against Ananas. Again, 10 a.m. tomorrow, CET. Blitz and Classical Chess on lichess. You guys like to play with me? So I think this is a draw. I can't quite corral his knight, but I think I have several moves. I mean, h5, obviously. I could play bishop b4, though. Maybe that's the safest one. Just to make sure his knight doesn't go to c3, because it's really nasty from there. I think this is most accurate. So suddenly, he's got knight b5 check. There's all these different weaknesses. Whoops. You see what I see. He's got a trick. Unfortunately. Bishop f5. I have bishop f5. Very strange situation there. f4, not the move I expected, and I'm a little bit freaked out about it. Probably I didn't play the most accurate move there. But I think it's still a draw. It's got to be a draw, this position. This. Staying on his pawn. His pawns. So, now Ananas checked me. I have to play king d3. It's pretty much forced. You're wondering what's going on here. He might have a problem. I think, you know, this move, when he played g5, it was very ambitious. I mean, I didn't think that black needed to do that. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I got lucky after that, but it's looking difficult for black here. Because bishop takes g5 is just over. He's not going to have a move, and his knight is sort of dominated. I don't see how black can stop bishop takes g5 1-0 in this position. I feel like black was certainly probably okay, but he had to be accurate. Didn't have a lot of margin for error. And now the 2 pawns. h4. I'm a little bit scared here. h4. f6. h3, f7, king e7, b6, h2. Probably just making it in time. And I don't think there's a defense here. For Ananas. The king side is just too strong. It's nice to actually have enough time to be able to think. We made a terrible oversight against Franco. Although I had a few minutes there. I just hung a piece. You kind of have to get used to being in time pressure, and that was the first one where I started to really feel it. Okay, So just to remind everybody, my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. I put a video up in a Copion game from Dubai. Maybe he was abducted by aliens, but I didn't see what happened to a Copion in the end of that tournament. Other chess news, the Gashima Memorial starting later this week, which will be really cool. And anyway, just come and join us for some Blitz and Classical Chess at 10 a.m. tomorrow here on lichess and on my Twitch stream. Every day during the week, I'm generally streaming if I'm not away at a tournament. So f6. I calculated f6, h3, f7, king e7, b6, h2. I think I'm making it by one tempo. I can play h3, f7, king e7, b6, bishop takes e3, king takes h3. I hope that I didn't miscalculate here by a tempo or something. I guess I could always play bishop a5 and bishop c7 if worse comes to worse and draw that way. Or not. No, it's tricky though. I'm a little concerned that I missed something. But he's really low on time. 3 hour plus. This is only move. f8, queen takes b6. I mean, it's got to be a draw. Right? Right? Well, takes b6, h2. King g2, bishop takes e3. And that's certainly a draw. So we're down to the last two. Looks like a win and a draw. We did lose 2 or 3 games, at least, that I recall. Sawatka, Franco. I think there was another one. I'm pretty sure there was at least a 3rd game I lost. Now it's not coming to me. We did alright for not doing this for like 3 weeks. There's the f8 check. And then b6, h2. It's like a clear draw. I did not anticipate that move. It probably doesn't make a difference. A draw is a draw. There's probably 4 or 5 different ways to reach. All roads lead to Rome, basically. Well, bishop takes e3 is probably a good start. That's kind of risky though. Like bishop takes e3, king takes e3, h2. That's probably good enough. Yeah, he's got a queen quickly. He'll just play knight takes d5 again. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Famous last words. And then the most annoying move is bishop g1, right? Now he can't take my pawn. My king can't stop that pawn in time. b6, king e8, b7, king d7. Uh-oh. What are we going to do about it? Kyriakos Pez looks kind of clear. Anyway, that's it, man. G-O. Game over. You've got a knight more than me. Simul complete. Alright. We got 3 losses. Yeah, I forgot I lost a snowball. I made a pawn sack. The position had turned against me. I lost my advantage, and I made a pawn sack. And I resigned probably a little prematurely against Snowball. But I'm down 2 pawns with not enough compensation, and he's a strong player. So that was a problem. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me, and we will be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. CET. So thanks for joining us. Don't forget about the YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. I appreciate everybody who has supported the stream and is still supporting the stream with donations via PayPal. I try not to solicit them too much, but it does help if you guys, if you make small donations to help support us streaming and making videos on YouTube. Video chess training on YouTube. Check it out. And, alright, perfect game. I played a perfect game. 11 center pawn lost with no mistakes. Wow, Ananas. I don't think I played perfectly, but maybe the computer says so. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.